Hello, everybody. Good evening. Today we're going to discuss the Shakti as mother of creation, and Kali is the form in today's world. For Kali Yuga, she is Shakti, the principal Shakti, and she is the first of the MAHAVIDYA goddesses. Each form of the MAHAVIDYA goddesses comes from her. She takes different forms. So she takes from Kali to Tara and Bhuvaneswari, Tripura Sundari, and so forth. There are 10 of them, known as wisdom goddesses. Unlike all the, like Parvati, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, who are in the upper realm of creation, the Mahavidya goddesses are within us. Now, how is the Mahavidya goddesses connected with Kundalini Devi and our subtle body is what we're going to discuss today. Now, first thing we have to realize that who is Mother Kundalini? Okay, where Shiva is, Shakti is. If you find in the Muladhara, you find the lingam, you find Mother Kundalini who's coiled around the lingam, which means Kali is coiled around the lingam. So the question here is this: we want Mother Kali to ascend. We wanted to come up to the crown chakra, where she becomes Tripura Sundari. Now, how do we do this journey? Now, the principal essence of this journey is mantras. Without mantras, you don't do anything. You can't go anywhere. So you have to know the principle of all the mantras and how to do them. Now, when you talk about mantras, you don't talk about singing mantras like a lot of people do. And especially when you find that even the mantras like Matanji, you can't do the bija mantras that easily. You have to sing it, because when you go Om Hreem, okay, you have the 3 bija mantras you can do. Om Hreem Aim Shreem Namo Bhagavati. So it goes into, when you go Namo Bhagavati and all of that, you go into the singing tone. So that's why some of the mantras, I have redone it in a form where we only focus on the bija mantras of the goddess, so that we can relate to her being in, like Matanji, for her to be on the throat at the same time in the third eye, because she gives you the power to articulate. But to articulate, you also need wisdom that comes from the third eye. So you need to do the mantra going from the third eye to the... So in that form, it's the same thing with Bhaglamukhi. She's the power of speech. And when we do her long mantra, we go into the singing. But when we do Hilrim Bhaglamukhi Swaha, you find that you have more time to spend on the Hilrim and the Bhaglamukhi, because it's basically, we live in Kali Yuga, everybody's in a hurry. If you ask people to do 2-hour sadhana, they say it's too much, we're too busy. They're busy doing nothing, basically, because if you don't go within yourself, and if you're not connected to your subtle body, everything you do is superficial. So it is only when you connect with your inner self that every action you have will mean something to you. It's how you feel relevant. It's more important than what you do to feel relevant. So until and unless you can reconnect with your inner powers, your subtle body, you basically are a robot. You're basically living a biological life rather than a spiritual life. The spiritual life is your subtle body. The biological life is your physical body. As I always say, don't blame yourself. You didn't choose to be living this way. What happened is that the patriarchal system, which we need to end. You know, I'm a man talking about ending a man's rule. We need to end patriarchal system because that is what actually disempowered women. In the process of disempowering women, they forgot, the patriarchal society forgot, that their first guru is the mother. In the same way, they say that Jesus Christ is the only non-sinner, only one who didn't create sin. The rest of us are sinners. So does that mean Mother Mary, that actually gave him the passageway to come to this world, is also a sinner? And are we to say that we have a person who is God-like, and yet the mother is a sinner? That's how stupid the whole discussion all about. Because if the mother is a sinner, the 9 months that Jesus Christ was in the womb would have created the sinner syndrome. So how can he come out to be the Son of God, talking about God even when he was a very young boy? Same. So I don't discredit the fact that Jesus Christ was a great saint, and that he was. For that matter, I don't consider Madeline as a prostitute, and I don't consider Mary as not a sinner or a sinner. She's a great saint, and then that has attained a level that we haven't got the capacity. Those days, they were more in tune with their subtle body than we are today. So that, which means they worked within the power of the universe. Remember, from the womb of the Divine Mother, we all came. Everything that was created was from the womb of the Divine Mother. The seed was planted by Brahma. Okay, eventually today's teachings, you know, because Maheshwara and Maheshwari created this whole world and is known as Shiva and Shakti. Now, that doesn't mean that all other traditions don't have an equivalent to that. Remember that Shiva and Shakti is a name to define what came about. Okay, so we don't want to go into so we have a name that we can use to identify what we want to work with. The same thing with the 10 Mahavidya goddesses. Each of them have a meaning, and that meaning is what we consider them to be. Now, how do we awaken Mother Kundalini? Okay, the principal thing is, then we have to realize that we have different planets and we have the goddesses in different parts of our subtle body. Apart from what they have written about each chakra, the different, like Kakini, Dakini, and so forth. That are another form of the goddesses. So the main emphasis here is to unite the male and the female within each essence of our body. So to start the whole journey, we have to first bring in the energy of the sun, the moon, and Mother Kali to travel from the third eye right down to the base chakra. So when we do that, we do it along the spine. So then the first goddesses that I could even think about is Chinnamasta. Because Chinnamasta's mantra connects you from the base chakra, or at least from the second chakra, to the crown, to the third eye. But though it goes to the second chakra because of karma part of the mantra, it is still the base chakra that is important. It's when the base chakra is open, when Mother Kundalini starts sizzing a sound, that's when the energy moves. Okay, like the serpent sound, you have to hear the sound for the serpent to move up. Okay, so let us look at how to do Chinnamasta mantra first. Now, Chinnamasta mantra covers of various factors in life. If you look at her image, you find that she cuts her head off and holds it in one hand. And then there is the blood flows out of Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. So she has Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. The blood that she drinks is Sattva, which is her pure state. Rajas is our aggressive side of it. And Tamas is our not feeling comfortable with ourselves. So in the essence, that the three energies have to function together. So Chinnamasta brings that factor to us. Then, if you look at most of the books, they have Hreem as the third sound, whereas I have it as Cream, which is for Kali, Mother Kali, because Mother Kali is the one that is in the Muladhara. So I'd rather wake her up with the same mantra instead of just focusing on Kleem or Hreem. Now, how do you do this mantra? First thing is this, you got to then first you have in your mind, okay, I need to have the sound travel down to the base. Okay, for men in the perineum, for women near the opening of the vagina, or just below the opening of the vagina. So you go, this is how her mantra goes. First, when you do the Om, if you notice, I do a very short O and a very long M. Is long. The O is short. Om. That way, I allow the sound to go into the space within my third eye. Then I go the left side of my body. I go Shreem. So when I do the Shreem, SHRI long, so that the sound would go down. The longer I do the Shreem, SHRI, the further it goes. The same thing with HRI. If I do a short HRI, it goes to wherever the sound, like if I do for the heart, I go Shreem or Shreem. I do shorter SHRI. So when you want the sound to travel down to the base chakra, you go Shreem. So when I've taken down the sound to the base chakra, then I do the to let it spread. Then the second bija mantra within the mantra is Hreem. Hreem. So I take the sound down. Then the third sound is Kreem. So I take it down to the base Muladhara and saying to Mother Kali, please wake up. Then I bring all the sound back to the third eye with I'm. So then I keep the focus on the third eye and I do Vajra Vairo Chini Hum Pat Swaha. When I do the Pat Swaha, I visualize the head, the ego being chopped off. It is the ego that stands between you and your inner divinity. The more you say, I am this, I am that, then the more you find that your ego is in control. So you have to go beyond that ego. So even though Kali is the first goddess, I do Chinnamasta for this purpose, okay, of talking about how to move the energy down to the base chakra. Okay, the next mantra is, you need the power of speech. So you have Matanji and you have Baglamukhi. Then you go, for Matanji you go, So you're keeping the sound between your throat chakra and your third eye. Shri Matangeshwari Swaha. So that in that one, the sound travels between the third eye and your throat chakra, but also expands to your heart chakra when you do the M. So you connect your expression, you connect your throat by delivering that expression, and you connect the third eye to bring wisdom into the expression. So when you can connect the third eye, the throat chakra and the heart chakra together, your expression becomes more divine and more in tune with who you are. Then you need to make your expression more receptive to everybody. And then you want Baglamukhi. Then you go, Hilrim Baglamukhi Swaha. Then you give rise to that strength to your voice, to your expression. Okay, then we come down to the stage of looking at what do we feel? What's our heart expression? Because the important factor is this: we got to always think about how we express ourselves. Okay, before we go into expressing ourselves, we also have to pull in the energy of the sun, which is the right side of the body, and the energy of the moon, which is the left side of the body. Which we do actually, in fact, when we do Chinnamasta mantra. Because we do Shreem for the left side and we do Hreem for the right side. So your focus has to also be, when you're doing the mantra, also get that energy of the sun and the moon. Or you can do a separate practice where you do the sun and moon bija mantra separately, where you do Hreem for the right side and Shreem for the left side. But when you do only for the planet, you want it to spread through the whole side, the whole right side or the left side. Okay, now, the heart is a very interesting area. All the goddesses, most of the goddesses, Mother Kali is from the base chakra to the heart chakra to the navel chakra and the throat chakra. Then Dhumavadi, I would consider the heart chakra, but when the sound comes to the heart, it should spread all through the body so that she clears all the clouds around our body, because we in Kali Yuga have collected a lot of clouds. We have put clouds in our tissues, every part of our body. And the ones who suffer from arthritis and every form of tissue illness have come about because of this clouds. We find it difficult expressing our love because we have clouds around our heart. We find it difficult knowing about ourselves and get stuck in this realm of karma, which we came here to work our karma out. We came here to go home. Yet we are caught, not trying to finish the karma we came here with. We add to it, because it's like running around trying to catch your tail. We do that. I mean, I'm no saint, okay? I've also gone through a lot of trouble, a lot of struggle, trying to get to this stage. And I'm still working on it. The question why I say I'm still working on it is because I've not come to the stage. Even though I have the blessings of Mother Kali and everything else, I still have not come to the stage where I can move out of my body and go away and come back again. When I mean move out of my body is to go into not time travel, or go from being two places at one time, but go back into creation and then choose to come back to serve more, because thanks to the divine, I've been given so many life hurdles to jump easily. So instead of giving up my body when I was 50, I'm now 77, I'm still here. And my target now is 83. Okay, maybe 83, maybe 84. And then depends whether I fulfill my journey. Because we need to fulfill a certain part of our journey so that we don't come back. Because the reason why you don't want to come back is, as you notice, unless we all transform ourselves, which is a big call, we're going to come back to even worse situation than what we are now. The system is very strong, and there's no way we can fight them by challenging them. We have to go within and change them. And the only one that can have only gender that has the power is the woman. So she has to find the essence of her subtle body. And it is for her, it's a lot easier than for us men. Because she was created in the image of the mother of creation. So her subtle bodies are more open to sound than men. We're not wired in such a way. So we find that even if we go into deep meditation, and when we come out of it, we can't bring the memory, that experience with us. Whereas a woman can. And the other part of this, her Kundalini, the channel is very open. You can actually with a finger feel the Muladhara from the opening of the vagina. So that's how open she is. So for her to invoke all the mothers with sound is easy, but she has to want and desire to become that. So if she sets out to change the world, change the way the world is going, she can. Because she is the first guru. She trains the child from the womb to the tomb. So her energy is within the child from the womb to the tomb. That's why without Mary being divine, Jesus Christ couldn't have become divine. Because the training started in her womb. For Jesus Christ to be who he is, or for that matter, Shankaracharya, Shirdi Sai Baba, and all those great saints of the past. The mother was the main power behind them, the main energy that created within their subtle body divinity. So as women, you can give men, you can control them without controlling them. Your love can make them your slave. So it's your love and grace that can make them your slave, not your anger, not your fight back, not challenging them. Because challenging them, they will work even harder to suppress you. And it's not worked. You know, when you talk about the feminist movement, everything has failed so far. But what it did, it's not only men fail, it failed the women as well. Because you're not going back into your real nature. That is grace, beauty, softness. The mother, the essence of mother. You were born here on the world, in this world, as a mother of creation. Okay? Not as a fighter, not someone who needs to challenge anyone. Your grace alone will conquer the world. But having said that, you have a lot of work to do. At least one thing, you have less work to do than men. But you have to commit yourself that you want to do it. Without that commitment, you're not going to go anywhere. So that commitment is important. Now, when you say, okay, if you're committed, once you're committed, then the second role is this: how you're going to awaken your subtle body. Then you need the Mahavidya goddesses. Then, now we come to the stage. Let me go back again. So you have Mother Kali, who energizes your third eye, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra. Though she is also most important in your heart chakra. Because she is the one that can get rid of the clouds that is around the heart chakra. Along with Dhumavadi, Mother Dhumavadi. Then you have Bhuvaneswari. You need to feel good in your heart. You need to feel that real richness of love and grace and inner beauty that she gives you. Then you have Kamalamika. Kamalamika is inner prosperity. Okay, Lakshmi, Kamalamika, they don't give you money. You know, like all in Kali Yuga, they reduce Mother Lakshmi into wealth in terms of dollars and cents and gold. Basically, she gives you a feel that inner prosperity that allows you. You see, when you feel good, good things come to you. When you feel bad, you have to struggle to have good things. And they're never good because they become your weakness as well. So you need to feel divinity. It works, believe me. It's worked to a lot of my students. When instead of struggling, things start flowing for them. But some of them, the ego still catches. You know, the ego is a very, very tricky thing. It's avoiding the ego and going back to being united. You know, in today's world, everybody likes to, I mean, I'm sad for the world sometimes. You know, you have people that want to be followers. You know, when you go to Amma Center, you find thousands of them there. They're all followers. They don't do much to grow on their own. They're waiting for her to take them to heaven, which she's not going to. Same thing with Sai Baba Center. Now you have, what's his name, Muktananda, no, Nityananda, who claims he's Shiva. One claims she's Kali, another one claims he's Vishnu, and this one now he's claiming he's Shiva. The one who claimed he's Vishnu, he ended up on a wheelchair. So I don't know where Mother, the Amma who claims she's Kali is going to go. And I don't know where Nityananda is going to. But Nityananda is already in trouble in various ways. You cannot, as a follower, you're going to be in a mess. You got to be a seeker. Now, seeker needs a lot of inner strength. You need to also be united with that where you find your first impulse. You know, in the days when, if you're given a mantra and you're trained to use mantra, then that is your teacher. That's your mentor. You work towards serving the mentor. Okay? In all the different ashrams, they do it because they're told to do it. With me, I refuse to do that. It is your love, your growth, that makes you connect to the source of the teaching. It's nothing to do with me. But if you don't connect to the source of teaching and you don't do it as a uniform group, supporting each other's work, you're going to be alone, and you might as well become a follower. At least you find then, you might find some love there, some purpose. This one you become alone as well because you don't know how to connect. You're given independence to become a seeker, but you don't really know how to seek. Because at the end of it, it's a united, the strength comes from unity, togetherness. I want you to be independent, but I didn't mean that independence means you don't keep connected. My spirit is with everybody who have come to me. Then the question is this, is everybody's spirit with me? That unity is important for us to grow. That unity is important for us to help women regain their strength. Because their strength is grace. Their strength is compassion. Their strength is giving, serving. When I mean serving, not as a servant, but serving for the goodness of humanity. Patriarchal system serves, yes, but serves to fulfill their own ego. The only reason patriarchal system fail is because they are not, they don't have a concept of Mother Earth. They don't understand, they don't feel Mother Earth as much as women do. Women are part of nature. They're one with nature. So only they can save the world. Or we can all perish one of these days. But that doesn't mean that we have finished our karma. then the cycle has to keep going until we become part of the universe. So when the world gets destroyed, like Noah, the ark, everything, every time the world gets destroyed, we're given another opportunity to come back into the new world. Now, are we going to come back to destroy it again? Because we don't want to learn. So it's time that we learn. And we learn in a hurry. And to learn in a hurry is very simple. You need to become a seeker. And the Mahavidya goddesses, they're known as wisdom goddesses, because when they awaken within you, they give you the wisdom to go on the journey. Then you would know what it means by being Mother Nature, and for women, motherhood. And for men, the power to recognize that motherhood, to have that loyalty to motherhood, to be providers, protectors. And for us men, women, you are our salvation. Without you, we have to struggle a lot. You know, like my granduncle did. He spent hours meditating. His journey was a hard one, but he became a saint. So before his time, in the early days, it was always all the seekers, the great seers of the earlier days were all married couples. They had a family, because that is the essence of life. Family is the essence. Mother, father, children, it is the essence. The mother is the light of the home, Lakshmi of the home. She brings light into a home. She is the one that holds the family, nurtures the family, feeds the family, grooms the family. She creates the nurturer of the world. Her role is very, very important. We as men, we're only there to protect you. But we have forgotten that essence because we were scared of your power. I'm not talking about I say we. Today's world, we are all victims of patriarchal system that was started thousands of years ago. Today we just caught in the trap. And we're still playing the game. The game has to stop. And the Mahavidya goddesses can help. For that to happen, you need to open up your heart. When your heart chakra is open, then you feel confidence. You don't feel this war of the sexes is going on. You feel one with everything. When you feel one with everything, you see everything in compassion and love. I mean, think about it. A lot of you seems to have more love for your dogs and cats than you have for one another. Why? Because you have faith in the dog. You like the loyalty the dog has for you, the cat has for you. And you know you can trust that love. What happened to us loving each other? Now, women who sit out there and complain about men, think about it. Whether you're a woman or a man, you came from the womb. And so I say the programming in the womb is until the tomb. So when there's something wrong in our society, we have to look at both sides. Both of us contributed, men and women contributed to where we are at the moment. But for things to change, we both, men and women, need to support women to get their power back. When their power is back, we men are a lot safer. And I don't think we have the ego that the olden days men had. It was not actually ego. They were frightened of women. So they used the ego to overpower women, but not physically, but changing the teachings and gradually undermining women until Christianity and Islam came, made the journey even worse. So let's now go into doing. Now we want to open up a heart chakra. So we go into Kali again. Now when you do the sound of Kali, when you do cream, you want to go cream, cream, cream. Then the next one you have to do is her next sound is Harim, Harim. The third sound is Hum, Hum. You send it to the navel to get rid of the clouds in the navel so that you can know your purpose in this life. Because your navel is where you had, it's known as your book of records. Because when you came, when you were in the womb, that's where you first started getting information about yourself. Yourself, your karma, everything. And based on your karma, you pick the time you want to be born. Everything is done by you. But what program you came into your mother's womb, based on your past karma. So everything happens exactly as planned. So now you have to change the plan. You have to find ways to work with this energy. Okay? Then you go, when you do Kali mantra, you have to make sure that the cream, 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 harim, harim, hum is very focused. Then you have Kali ke, Dakshini Kali ke, then you go cream, cream, cream again. Then with Dhumavadi you get Dum. When you do that, Dum, you want to feel the energy permeate your whole body. Try that. Dum. Dum. Then when you do Bhuvaneshwari, her main sound is Hrim. So when you do Hrim, you go Hrim. So you do the HRI short. Not too short, not too long. You go Hrim. So you do the HRI till the sound goes to the heart. The minute it goes to the heart, you do the M. So then you let the heart energy permeate your whole body. Okay, then you can either do Hrim, Hrim, Hrim all day, or you can say, okay, why not I get Kamla Mika Matanji to join Bhuvaneshwari and give you the inner wisdom, inner prosperity, and the essence of love all together so that you can bloom. You can feel the energy. So you have to feel the energy, okay? I'm just looking at the message. So, and you're welcome. I forgot to turn on the comment section or the chat section, sorry. Now, when you do the when you do the shreem and the hreem and the aim, when you combine the three, you create inner prosperity, you create wisdom, and you create that feeling for love, grace, and divinity. Then you go, Hreem, 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 Aim. So your focus is on Hreem, but you're doing the Aim and Shreem in between as well. So you make them, the four sounds together, to resonate in your heart chakra. So for Bhuneswari, you do that. For Kamlamika, when you do Kamlamika, you do the Shreem, the Hreem, and the Aim together again. Here you start with Hreem, Hreem, Shreem, Aim. In various teaching, you'll see that they say the Bija mantra for Kamlamika is only Hreem, and Shreem, and for Bhuneswari is only Hreem. Whereas I don't feel that. I feel that doing the Hreem alone is good, but adding the Aim and the Shreem is even better. You try it. You try it for yourself, and then you decide what's good for you. Because I'm not here to decide what is good for you. I'm here to show you what I do. And then it's up to you. So when you do then you come to your navel chakra, you do the hum hum with Kali mantra as well. Then comes the base chakra, the second chakra. All the sounds that you make in your throat chakra goes to your second chakra. But the mantra where you find that in a lot of mantras, you have the sound K-L-I-M, which is karma. So when you do that sound K-L-I-M, you have to do Gleam, 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 until the sound goes down to your second chakra, to your genitals. Then comes Bhaglamukhi, not Bhaglamukhi, but Bhairavi. Now, instead of doing Bhairavi mantra, I do the Tripura Sundari mantra and see Bhairavi as Tripura Bhairavi. Because I like the sound of Kleem going down to your base chakra, to your second chakra, because it opens up that energy of the second chakra. So you go. So you try to connect your third eye to your second chakra. So you go, I'm Kleem. So Tripura Bhairavi Swaha. I'm Kleem. So Tripura Bhairavi Swaha. So basically, you're connecting your third eye. You're letting the energy travel from your third eye to your second chakra. And then with this sound, you're bringing it back to the navel and then to your third eye. So your sound has to go, the sound from the navel to the third eye. So as it travels up, it pulls the energy from the second chakra up to the third eye. So you have to connect the third eye to the second chakra, third eye to the navel chakra, third eye to your heart chakra, third eye to your throat chakra. When you've done this, Mother Kundalini has a clear passageway to travel. Now, having said all of that, then the question comes is this: what is Ganesha's role in all of this? Ganesha has to be done, the first mantra. Before you do any mantra, you have to do Ganesh mantra. So that that glum and gung breaks through all the obstacles in the spine. He removes the obstacles, the cobwebs in your spine. So you have to learn, you have to do his mantra with that emphasis on the glum and gum. You got to go glum, gung. You need that. And you also need somebody to give you the inner strength, the male essence of it. Because you're focusing so much on the wisdom goddesses, on Mother Kali and her sisters, or her form, then you want Kala Bhairava. Kala Bhairava will give you the protection. So when your psyche is open, you don't want the negative energies to enter you. So you need protection. So you need Ganesh to get rid of the obstacles. You need Kala Bhairava to protect you. So Kala Bhairava is a very powerful mantra, which also connects all the different chakras. Because you go, then you go to the heart, Hrim. Then you go down, you send Kleem to the second chakra, then How from your base chakra, from your navel right up to your third eye. Then you go again, you go Shreem, go back to your heart chakra. Mahakala Bhairava Swaha. So if those who want the mantras can write to me, and I'll give you the mantras in the full wordings of it. Or if you go to my Facebook page, Facebook on mantra, on notes, you'll find all of them. And if you go to my YouTube channel, where this video will be, then I'll go and put there all the mantras I talked to you about. I'll give you a link where you can find all the mantras. But the best is for students who really want to learn, especially women. The womb Shakti and the living goddess will give you a whole cross section of how to do mantras, what are the planets, what are the energies of the planets, because there is another essence that that I spoke about but never went in detail. Remember that all the planets are within you. That's why, like women, you can experience all the moon more. I mean, both men and women experience it, but because women are very sensitive to the movement of energy within their body, they feel the moon more. That changes your mood. For that matter, all the planets keep working within you, changing your moods daily. That's why you find that a person is quite different each day. If you notice carefully, each of us function differently. Or even if you notice yourself, you function differently, your energy level is different every day. So you need to balance those energies. Next week, we will talk about all the planets and we will do all the planet mantras. And we will keep going. Every Saturday, those of you who are here, you can know that every Saturday I'll be meeting at the same time. So even if you don't see me promoting, sharing it on Facebook, you know that I'll be here. Because like today, I just posted it the last minute. Because I think if I posted it too early, they forget. People are caught in the cloud. They never know where they're going. So they don't have this thing, okay, I want to go back and I'm going to be there every Saturday. They forget, they think, oh, he's not going to be there, or it's going to be there. The question mark. I'm now reminding those of you here, I'm going to be here every Saturday at 8:30 until I say, okay, I've finished. Which I don't think I'm going to. If I say I'm finished, that means I've left my body. Otherwise, you're going to meet me. And I'm also going to start doing it every Sunday at 10 o'clock at night, Malaysian time. So that there are other people in other parts of the world. For them, it's too early to be with me. They can be with me. Okay, if anyone has a question? While you're thinking of the question or while you're typing, I also like to remind you again that if you want to learn online with me, I do teach online. Okay? Because when you learn online, I teach you exactly, and I watch how you train, because the basic idea is to train your voice. So I help you right through the journey of training your voice, to making sure that you can do the mantra properly, to create the right frequency. The important is the frequency of the mantra. What I share with you is an example of what to be done. Okay, because whereas on the one-on-one online, I actually watch you doing it. Here I can't. I mean, I tried Zoom. Zoom doesn't work because the recording was not so great. On Zoom, I could have done, where you could have done the sound and I could check. It could be interactive, but this is not interactive, so I have to just give you examples. So the other option is this: you can do online training with me, where then I would teach you how to use sound, but also make sure that your voice is trained to do the sound properly, because everything is frequency, but the frequency has to work for you. So I have to sit down and watch how it works for you, rather than determining what I think is good for you. Each of us have a different vocal cord that needs to be trained. So thank you for being here. I think, yeah, I shall see you all next week again. Vanakkam.